Welcome to Passages, the podcast where life gets deep, friendship gets real, and the wisdom of the Bible flows, usually right after a debate about tacos and Bigfoot. Join Patrick Birch, Drew Kaiser, Jason Pulliam, and Tim Layton as they explore Scripture, share great quotes, and occasionally get sidetracked by snacks and bad preachers.
We shall meet, but we shall miss him. There will be one vacant chair. We shall linger to caress him when we breathe our evening's prayer.
Welcome, passengers. Tonight we are flying in for the first time the missing man formation, and you're going to get basically 2 hours of me. No, I'm just kidding. I actually have two audience guests with us tonight. We have Mackenzie Kaiser and Eli Mann. Welcome, fellas.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, excited to be here.
How does it feel to be the veteran?
I feel as the least of the veterans.
Yeah.
It feels a little nerve-wracking tonight.
Yeah, because you weren't day one.
That's correct. Yeah.
How long have you been doing this? Are you qualified?
Probably qualified, but doesn't mean that I'm the best one.
Yeah.
I trust you.
Well, just between us. Like this show's about just being between us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're the best.
Thank you. I probably should have censored that so that we didn't offend the other guys. But so tonight we'll do our normal rounds of segments, and then we do have a bad preacher.
Oh.
And then we'll get into our passage for tonight. So I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, you got to show us how it's done.
You go first. So. All right. So because Mackenzie is on with us tonight, and he is basically the CEO of OpenAI now.
Yeah.
That's the ChatGPT company. Or I guess really it's really Google, because you're a big Google guy. You're going to have to get closer to the microphone.
Oh,
Mackenzie.
I'm sorry.
That's strike one.
Man.
I've been holding on
What
to
happens at strike three?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll mute your microphone.
We'll find out. We won't have to.
We won't have to. Will we?
No. Sir.
I've been holding on to a news article for a couple months, waiting for the right time. This is the right time.
This is it. Okay.
And it's titled, "Is ChatGPT Making Us Stupid?"
Yeah.
So there was a book, it started as an essay and then turned into a book from 2008 called "Is Google Making Us Stupid?" with two O's.
Yeah.
About how just searching for things is removing our ability to think critically. Yeah. And so this, who's the author here? I don't know who the author is. Stephen Kahn from The Conversation International.
Okay. I wonder if he had any help in writing his
that's
article.
good. That's a good question. He notes that generative AI is changing how people access and process information. And for many, it's replacing the need to sift through sources, compare viewpoints, wrestle with ambiguity. Instead, AI delivers clear, polished answers within seconds. And while those results may or may not be accurate, they are undeniably efficient.
Yeah.
So how do you feel as a guy who deals a lot with AI at work? And
yeah, man, that's a deep question. I thought this show was about fun and like relaxing, but that's a big
You're
question.
in the hot seat tonight. You chose the hot seat.
I feel like I'm
if you had sat in the other seat,
in Tim's seat,
which I guess I probably should have explained why everyone's missing.
Yeah.
I'll do that while you think of a response.
Go ahead.
So Jason is on a trek through Colorado and back. He's driving. He's finding himself. Drew is speaking at Gray Mirror Church of Christ tonight, I think.
Yeah,
right.
Super great congregation. Love those people.
Shout out.
Is that in Columbia?
Yeah,
is that where that is.
Andrew Phillips is the preacher there.
Okay.
If you know Andrew, you went to school with him, didn't you?
I did.
We've got some Graymuir folks coming to Deep, right?
Yep. Their youth minister, JD, is coming to do one of our keynotes.
Yeah. And Tim had a last minute work thing pop up where he might get arrested.
Yeah.
It is true. He cited the government.
Sort of FCC something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He dropped the 3-letter organization, and he might go to federal prison.
Yeah.
We'll find out next week.
Anytime you get into the federal regulatory governing bodies, it's prior.
Yep. All right. I might edit this a little bit to put this part at the very beginning.
All right. So, well, first of all, one thing, this might also be at the beginning, but one thing that I thought would be important, obviously I'm not on this show, this is my first time. It's weird for it to be this long before I join you all. But nonetheless, I'm here. And so I thought it would be interesting for me to speak and experience on behalf of your listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you've been listening long, you've probably wondered, what does the inside of this room look like? What does Patrick look like? It's a bland room, and there's posters there's self-promoting posters of the podcasters.
Just one.
Yeah. So they're really, the standard podcasters are really not interested in anything outside of themselves. It's just posters of their
It's just
own
one
stuff.
poster, though.
And that's it. There's sad paper plates and bowls on the side over here.
Yep.
And I think we're sitting at a card table. Kind of.
Yep. There's also a very suspicious bag in the corner behind you, Mackenzie.
Well,
Is it that Mackenzie's bag?
I brought that bag.
I thought it was there.
It's just not suspicious to me. I own it. All right. Well,
This is off to a great start.
on to your question. So on a really serious note, just you asking the question made me think of this.
Mm-hmm.
Andreessen Horowitz. Have you ever heard of Andreessen Horowitz?
I've heard the name.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. The Andreessen and Horowitz are two founders of software companies, and Mark Andreessen was thought of as the inventor of the web browser. And somebody asked him this same question, like, are large language models good for our society, or will they all just make us stupid and all we do is lean on large language models in the future and we never grow as a society. And he made the point, and he asked the question, has our society ever moved into a downturn because of more information being provided? Or do we get benefits in society because of more information? And if you think of like early development countries, them getting more access, healthcare is a really good example of that. Or just the internet itself, like have economies grown because of the internet, or have economies shrunk? And his point is, everyone is initially scared of more information that they don't have control over, but ultimately it's a positive thing in society. And I always thought that was interesting when he was on a podcast, and he talked about that. I think it was a Lex Friedman podcast, but he talked about that. I thought it was really interesting that he said that, because I'd never really thought of it that way. The flip side of that, I do absolutely think that it's going to be a lot more difficult for people to be creative and learn how to do for themselves if they think of, OpenAI or other large language model providers and models as just something they should be dependent upon instead of like another way to work. One thing that we try to promote at our company is these are just opportunities to have another way to work and to work more efficiently and things like that, even like writing code or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So, that's my initial response to your very, very hard question.
I have seen where some younger people are trying to use something like ChatGPT, and I'm using ChatGPT very generically, whatever whatever the chat thing you're using, because there's a bunch of them, where they try to use it to replace what the article authors calls cognitive functions or research style functions that you should do in class or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think some of that, just personally, people will figure it out, right? They'll figure out they can't rely on it.
Yeah.
But as someone who grew up without really the internet as it is today anyway, I kind of don't like it, because I sort of learned how to research and think critically in that way. So the things that I find myself using it for, as a super technical robot Android person, I don't write very well, like research papers, term papers style, executive briefing style writing. Not a super great storyteller, but I have found that it can give me a start that I can then go edit and make my own. But it gives me.
You're used to getting by on your looks.
I mean,
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm gonna have to start looking at Eli. I can't look at Mackenzie anymore.
I have to agree with Mackenzie on this one.
Yeah.
Just pure face.
He's back to getting by on your looks.
Thank you.
I do think one thing that's interesting, if you like compare the use of large language models and what they provide to society to something like the internet, the thing that is a little scary is you can intuitively understand the internet just by consuming it.
Yeah.
So, for example, if your early days, so Eli, pretend like you existed when the internet was created. But if your early days, you're looking at things and you're like, this is some magical thing where I'm getting information, and I didn't get it via a mailbox, a physical mailbox.
Right.
You still know that there was a creator that did that, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you use large language models and you're using a prompt against it and you ask it a question, you don't know that like it's this magical intersection of information that then has been weighted against more content that you submitted to it. And because of weights and patterns, you're getting this magical response back, because it's basically using all of the internet to surface that in this crazy way.
It's just
like,
a
how
big
do you
math
understand
algorithm.
That? Yeah. And that's I think probably the thing that's a little scarier about it is you don't get to an ultimate understanding intuitively because of how crazy, your experience is.
Yeah. I think the thing we don't understand about it is like the internet is more well read than you, simply because it can read more and it's there. That doesn't mean it's thinking like you are. And so you have to actually take the information and put it together. And like my mindset with it is where my mind went when you were talking about that podcast was, I'd have to go look it up and find it. But there was like a quote from a teacher who was mad at his students and said, like, kids aren't learning anything now that they're using paper and pencil. And he was like, they got to learn how to use a slate. Slate and chalk is the way to go.
Yeah.
And like, here we are decades later and we're fine. And probably smarter than we were decades ago.
Right on an iPad now.
Yep.
You don't have to chisel it in anymore.
Yep. Yeah. So
there's definitely other problems too. I'll give this one last example that I think is interesting. One thing that we have instituted at my company, obviously we hire a lot of software engineers. And one of the things we've instituted is if you're going to interview someone, ultimately you need to meet them in person, no matter where they are.
Yep.
And it's because we have had so many interviews, even video interviews, where it's mostly AI driven, and you're ultimately interviewing someone who you really can't depend on being a real person. Yeah,
because they're sitting there either typing in or they have ChatGPT or whatever listening and spitting out answers.
Yeah. Even down to like explaining a problem and wanting them to code and provide you a solution.
Yeah. We've seen so I don't do software development, but cybersecurity, we've seen not where I work, but in the general industry, even people from places like, say, North Korea who are interviewing and getting jobs based on using ChatGPT and other AI to hide their face in a way.
Yeah.
And it's crazy what they can do now. They can have, some kind of motion mapping software on their computer, which, look, if you're smart enough to figure this out,
Hey, you're hired.
I mean, you know what I mean? but then all of a sudden now you've hired and let someone from, a country that is sort of against the law,
right,
into your company.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I had. I thought it was an interesting question.
I've got something
You got
that's
something
kind
else?
of connected to it.
All right.
So my thing that I'm supposed to, if you're a guest on the podcast, you're supposed to come with something. I realized tonight at church.
Yeah.
So
did Drew not prep you for this?
Literally, this is what Drew said. Let's see. What did he say? Little or no prep is the key. That was his quote. Yeah. Drew. And so I was like, okay, well, I will be better by not prepping. And that was how I spent my collegiate career. And that seemed to go okay.
It worked out pretty well.
So one thing I was thinking about, because I knew I would be with you two guys tonight, is, Patrick and I have two older daughters. All of us have girls that are sitting around this table, which is kind of cool. But we have two older daughters that are just on the perch of the nest. I mean, they're
ready
just
to kick them out.
They're looking out, and they're starting to their little wings are starting to flutter a little bit, and they're about to jump out of that nest. And then Eli on the other side of this, how old now at this point?
She'll be 8 weeks tomorrow.
8 weeks,
just fresh in the nest, freshly hatched,
little Hattie.
Yes.
Okay.
Little hatched. That was bad.
I appreciate the effort.
I didn't know where you were going.
I didn't either. I'm trying to channel.
You're still with the birds.
I'm trying to channel some Jason here.
Oh, okay.
It didn't work.
Well,
Sorry,
careful.
Jason.
I thought you were going with the bird analogy that I was giving, and you were.
Well, birds are hatched.
Yeah, birds are hatched. Yeah. Well, so anyway, I was thinking about all this, and I was like, we are mankind is generational in how we think about things, right? And so I was kind of flipping through, what was the 1970s? So I looked this up and I said, give me the generational happenings by decade. And I thought that would be interesting. So in 1970, the personal computer invention was created, right? So being able to have the PC. The first oil crisis happened in the 70s. That was, of all the things in the 70s, I got those two things. I think there's probably more to talk about than those two things, but those are pretty important, I guess. 1980s, the fall of the Berlin Wall. That was in 89. 1990s, any guess? 1990s, we just finished talking about it.
I was born.
The internet.
Oh, okay. Eli was born.
And so was the internet.
So was the internet. Yeah. In the 1990s, the adoption of the World Wide Web. Nelson Mandela was 1990 as well. 2000s, any guesses there?
The .com bubble.
That would definitely belong there. The .com bubble. Also 9/11.
Yep.
Right. That was a big deal. The completion of the Human Genome Project. So, full understanding of, we all have our own little fingerprints and DNA, and that was a big bang for medicine, that sort of thing. 2010, guesses?
I think they would put the Trump presidency 2010s. Like that was a culture shift.
Was there was a. Well, no, that was in the 2000s. I was going to say the Great Recession. That was like 2008, right?
Yeah, but you're right. That would be late 2000s. So one of the things that I thought was really important that was on here is IoT. Anybody know what IoT?
Yeah, the Internet of Things.
Internet of Things, right? And I think the iPhone is a great example of that, or the expansion of the iPhone, within that era, and then all the things that you get along with that. I will grab onto one of these things every now and then. Like I have a Apple Watch, and I thought I would never have an Apple Watch, but I love having an Apple Watch now. Yeah. What's ironic is I've learned that I look less at my phone but then I'm just looking at my Apple Watch, so it doesn't
Smaller
really matter.
screen.
Yeah,
Gotta look.
I think that's even worse,
closer. Yeah.
right? There's nothing good there. 2020s. What do you think?
COVID.
COVID, definitely.
Absolutely.
That's on the list. 2020, global pandemic.
We're only halfway through. So what else is on? What else does it have?
Well, this is not my thing. I haven't gotten to my thing yet. I'm just building background.
I see.
in
Okay.
this.
All right.
You have to get used to my style.
Yeah. Keep going.
If you're going to invite me in here, you have to accept my style.
Remember, we
Let
had
us grow into ourselves, Patrick.
Remember, we had no prep here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm going to come back to Kinley and Caroline leaving the nest and little Hattie here in just a moment. The last thing in the 2020s, like in our current era, from a decade perspective, is the Russian-Ukrainian war. And I felt like that belonged on the list.
Yeah.
That's such a huge and horrible thing, but it belongs on the list. Okay, so here's my question. I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
These are happenings, not all of them, but a lot of them are new inventions or new discoveries. You know, the discovery of DNA and like the amazing medical findings that were created from that, or Internet of Things like that. The new generation that's about to leave the nest, right? Now, a lot of the inventions are created while these kids are in college, you know, that started whenever we were younger. What are the new things? Like right here tonight, we're going to figure out, we're not going to be the ones that do it.
Yeah.
But we're going to figure out what it's going to be.
So we're predicting the future.
We're predicting the future, and we're not going to tell anybody unless you're listening to this podcast, which means small audience. Let's face it. But it's going to be our little secret.
Funny you should mention that. The only person who really knows our audience size, Drew.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's all on his phone. He doesn't show it to anybody.
Really?
He doesn't let anybody else see the Spotify account.
Huh.
I thought you were the one doing the uploading.
Nope, he uploads them. I handle all the production.
Do you think it's like an insurance policy? Like you guys ever try to kick him off? He's like, whoa,
I don't know. Yeah,
I have the keys.
Like a dead man switch. The whole thing explodes.
That's pathetic. All right. So back to my question. What do you think? What's the big invention?
Well,
you know, because a lot of these things are thought of before they happen.
Yeah.
You know, like, did you ever watch that show Quantum Leap?
Mm-hmm.
From like the old Quantum Leap?
Yeah.
You know, that guy basically had a smartphone in his hand. He was always like hitting it.
I don't get this reference. Is this one of those generation things you were talking about?
It's definitely from a different generation.
We're about to get to Hattie in a moment. We're just talking about.
You know, I think about just technology wise. I think about things like cryptocurrencies. So, you know, will the US dollar be replaced?
The fall of the central bank.
Something like that. And what
decentralized finance. You think that's the.
Well, I'm just thinking through the like the things that we're thinking about now.
Yeah.
That eventually will take off, maybe even after we're dead. You know, that far into the future.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can imagine that far. Right now, what I'm thinking is like, I know Google Glass back in the 2010s was a failure, but I have seen like Ray-Ban or brands that are partnered with Ray-Ban working towards something like that. So I think a future without rectangular slab phones and like true wearable technology is probably going to be the next one.
What do they call that? Augmented.
Augmented reality. AR.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually
I see that.
I went to Sunnyvale with a lot of folks, and that's where Google Cloud is headquartered. And it was fascinating because they would take us one at a time in a room. And I walked in a room, and there was just this guy sitting at a desk, and he was not really there. It was AR, but to make that work, they lit the room. After I talked to the person, it was like he was sitting there. It was amazing. Mm-hmm. After I talked to him, they lit up the room and they showed me around the table and everything. There were just hundreds of cameras to make that work. It just
Make
blew
it
my
kind of
mind.
3D.
Yeah. And then that made me realize in order for us to get there, we're really going to have to lower that investment,
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. What do you think about like the transportate, like molecular transportation? Where's your head on that, Patrick? Wouldn't that be nice?
You mean like Star Trek beam me up
Yeah.
kind of transportation?
That kind of-
I wouldn't get in one of those if someone.
I wouldn't be the first one.
I wouldn't be the millionth one.
Okay.
We also get into a Theseus's ship problem there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Explain that for.
Well, have you
Please
guys
start
not
with
heard
your
of that?
first
Like,
word.
yeah, Theseus, the Greek figure. The idea is like, you have a ship, and eventually you have to replace the wood on the ship. And so if you replace every single plank of wood, is it the same ship at that point, or is it a new one?
Yeah.
Oh,
And so, like, if you take all my molecules, separate them, and then put the same type but different molecules together somewhere else, are you really?
But what if they send the molecules they took apart and then just recombine them?
Well, then what's the difference between that and driving?
Speed.
well, that answers that. Okay. Well, that would be over the next 20, 30 years. Okay.
That's
So
that's
quick.
That's
Molecular transport.
Yeah. Well, that and what was the thing you said, Eli?
AR?
That
AR.
one. Both of those. Okay. Now let's move to Hattie's generation. Okay. Because we're basing this off of like going out into the world and then coming into the world.
Mm.
Okay. So we need to add another 20, 30 years. What do we got then?
Why are you both looking at me? I think so what are we at? Like 40 or 50 years now? Is that?
It's more like, 40 to 60. Yeah.
I definitely think space travel becomes more of a thing.
Okay.
Maybe not like Mars, but
yeah,
they're talking about going back to the moon and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And like being able to get into basically a rocket and be in India in like
an hour,
5 minutes.
Yeah. That kind of
As
stuff.
like a commercial type thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking 50 years in the future, I think that's definitely, they're already thinking about that now.
What about, I'm totally just using Star Trek every time. What about like you just go over to the wall and there's like the
replicator
thing and you get food out of it and you get to ask for whatever you want.
I mean, do you think the molecular transport thing will happen in 50 years?
Yeah. Why not?
I think
What do
that's
you
the most
think
realistic version of it.
What do you think the little pouches look like that you put into the tray that goes into the wall that then creates the food? Do you think it's like...
So the answer to this is in the hit, I think it's 2000 movie, Spy Kids. They have this technology in Spy Kids.
Okay, go on.
So I forget their names. Carmen and Junie, there we go, are in their parents' like hidey hole, and they have all this weird technology. And one of them, they take a little card that has the McDonald's logo, put it in what looks like a microwave, and 10 seconds later, there's a quarter pounder with cheese, some fries, and a soda.
Okay, so this reminds me of Back to the Future.
So it was already invented.
Yeah.
We're talking about something in the past.
We are. This reminds me of Back to the Future. You guys seen that? Where they put the Pizza Hut little pizza that's like this big around, like quarter, and it comes out and it's
Part
like
two.
a large. Yeah, I think it's in part 2. It's kind of the same thing. It's like rehydrating.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
let's get to work.
Let's get to work on beaming people.
Yeah.
Taking their
I think
molecules
we've
apart.
laid out, we started with our destination. Now we just have to figure out how to get from point A to point B.
We just beam ourselves there.
Yeah.
Would you really get into one of those things if somebody came out tomorrow and said, "Hey, I can beam you to Paris or whatever"?
I feel like if I got into one of those, when I got to my destination, I would look like Barton, my twin brother, which is a lesser version.
You kind of already do, though.
Yeah.
You think they would just mistake your DNA for his if y'all both win at the same time?
I think no. Well, the reason I say that is there would be degradation. All right. That's all I've got.
All right. Well, Eli,
Okay. So I actually came with a response to a segment that you guys have done before.
okay.
So this happened actually like right at 8 weeks ago. So right after Hattie was born, there was an end of summer youth trip, and the conclusion of that trip, they came in Wednesday night and Drew did the podcast, and his bit was 10 reasons I hate youth ministry or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to walk through some of these.
Holding a grudge.
Yeah. I mean, he left it 25 years ago. So, I mean, but I felt like I owed this a response.
Well, 25 years ago, things were different. They didn't have modern technology.
That's true.
Or what was, I forget the drink he was, what was the drink somebody?
Oh, well,
drank
someone
4 of?
drank 4 Monsters and then someone else drank 3 Mountain Dews.
Yeah, Monster didn't exist that far back.
Did it not?
Mountain Dew did.
Mountain Dew for sure
When did
did.
Monster come out? Let's see. You can't have
Let's
this much dead air. You got to keep
my
talking.
bad. My
April,
bad. I'm new to
April
this.
2002.
Okay, so yeah.
He was here, I think, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
fun
he
fact
would've
of the
been-
day,
he doesn't.
I am as old as Drew has been working here.
Oh,
We
wow.
discovered that at a preacher's lunch back in January.
I'm
It was his
sure-
25-year anniversary.
I'm sure Drew doesn't feel
Word.
old at all knowing that little
Yeah.
tidbit of information.
Yep. I'm sure he feels great about it, but it is a true statement. So anyway, I wanted to give my response to his list. Some of the things I did agree with are some of the things that are not fun about this job.
Are you going to address both the things that you agree with and the things that you don't agree with?
Yes. And then I'm going to add 3 at the end as to
He's just
why it's great.
he's just building up.
Yeah.
Mackenzie.
It's quite a buildup. We keep interrupting them.
Okay. All right. So the first point he brought up was teen romance, which I do have to agree is one of the negative sides of this job, because there are downsides when they're dating, making sure that they behave themselves.
Yeah.
And then there are downsides when the relationship ends, because there's always drama.
There's no upsides to teen romance. And I
think so.
remember being involved in teen romance, and in retrospective,
You didn't need
there was
it.
no upside at all to any of that.
Yep.
You mean
Awkward.
as a teen, you were involved in teen romance?
That's right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's so important to point out. Thank you so much. There's no upside there, right?
Oh, I'm so glad we clarified that.
All right, we got one under our belt.
Okay.
What's the next one?
Let's see if this next one is not as. Yeah, I don't know how to describe that. All right, number 2, he said lingo was the next biggest issue. And they cited words such as you glowed up, which I don't think that's too hard to parse out. I think you were here for it. Do you remember that discussion?
I have
Mackenzie?
no idea what that means.
All right. So glowing up is basically like when you have increased in attractiveness in some way.
Oh,
And so
okay.
for like if you do a weight loss journey and you come back and you look super skinny, you've glowed up.
Okay.
So I don't think it's too hard to parse out. Now, that could be because I, as a Gen Z, am chronically online. And so I still see it all the time. But I think a lot of them you're able to parse out. With
Where do
context
you
clues.
go to see these words?
TikTok is a lot of it. If you're on the wrong side of Twitter, you'll see it on Twitter.
X.
X, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Get with it,
Elon.
Eli. You're
Sorry,
behind
Elon.
this. You're behind in the times.
I am.
It's X.
I am. All right. Point number 3 was circadian rhythm. And I have to agree and disagree with Drew on this one. So the source that he cited was that on this trip, our intern, Ethan, shout out Ethan, did a great job this summer.
He did.
I will say I would have been mad at Ethan for this point if I had been on the trip. The Wednesday they were leaving, they were going to drive the 6 hours back home. And instead of saying like, hey, we're leaving at 7 or 8, a reasonable time, he said, we're leaving at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. And
I do agree that was not great. But he also said that like going to bed at like 10:30, 11 is unreasonable because that would have been the time the park ended. Just man out. Is my solution to that.
Yeah.
Be a man.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he is. He's just an old man.
That
likes to go to bed at 9.
That particular point, I zoned out when you were just explaining it. It was boring to me.
Oh, well, I'm glad to know that. I'll make it more lively next time.
We're first timers. Eli and I are first timers.
Okay, point 4.
Moving along.
All right, point 4. Drew got very mad about having to drive the bus for this trip. Now, I'll be the first to say driving the bus is not fun, and driving the bus is difficult. You can ask a parking garage at the Chattanooga Aquarium about that story between me and it for that.
That bus in particular is very difficult.
It can be. But the main thing that he was griping about was not the fact that it was difficult to drive. He particularly cited a karaoke machine on the bus and the student bonding on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let me just say, I think that particular part of the trip might be one of the top 3 most fun parts of the trip. Not for me, it's exhausting driving the bus, but getting to hear them goof off and listening to kids terribly sing karaoke is fun.
Yeah.
And other bus games are fun. On the way down to Gina, some of our kids, the ones that were on the bus, decided to use AI to generate a PG version of Love Island with them as the characters.
Oh, wow.
And that was really, really funny. It was a great time.
You're just a really good person, Eli, is what that means.
Very patient.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Very patient.
Yes. Yes. And you're young.
Okay.
That's another thing.
I mean, he's only as old as Drew's career here.
That's fair.
That's right.
All right. Point 5, lost and found. Having to help students when they've lost their phone or their wallets, which I can see how that is not fun.
Yeah.
But I have a particular example, Mackenzie, that I think you'll enjoy that is fun. And I think the solution to this problem. So Maywood, 2024. A student, one of our boys, Mr. Charlie Kaiser,
Okay.
came up to me after his parents had left and said, Eli, I have forgotten all of my underwear.
Yes.
And so our solution to this was Amy did a Walmart run that night.
Bless her.
Came back with the underwear. And you know what I did when Amy handed me the underwear? We were in a group of about 80 to 90 teenagers playing evening activities. I held it above my head and said, Charlie, your underwear's here. And everyone cheered for him.
Yeah.
And so my solution to being lost and found is public humiliation.
He will
helps.
never forget his underwear again.
He'll remember that forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
You taught him a valuable lesson.
What a great youth minister.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what's great is having 90 kids cheer about underwear.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great moment. All right.
Again, we're talking about youth ministry and just something that happened there.
Yes. Correct. No teen romance. All right. 6. I don't know if I can speak to this one yet. Loss of objectivity. I'm not going to get into that because Hattie is not youth group age yet. That's what that was about. 7, getting older. I have the same solution to this that I did with the circadian rhythm. Just be a man. Get over it.
Yeah.
Dropping some hard truths over
Yeah,
here.
it is hard truths. I will say that one, there are things that I think that I have to fight as it pertains to participation and engagement that I used to think, what's wrong with these old people? And now I find myself saying, I get it.
Yep.
You know?
What? Can you give me an example? Because I don't get it. I don't get it yet. I'm just 25. Turned 26 on Sunday.
All the things you just listed
Mhm.
as an example.
Just one example,
All right.
but everything you just said.
All right. Number 8, lack of respect. And he was not talking about with students. He was talking about with congregation. And some of this is true. Some congregations are not as good about respecting their youth minister as their preacher. You get comments like, one day you'll go full time. One day you'll make a great preacher. And I agree with Drew. Sometimes this is no one's fault. A lot of times it's just congregations aren't used to youth ministers. The congregation I worked at before, I was first one there, first youth minister. And so there was some growing pains there. That's one of them. As congregations have gotten older, those comments have not stopped. But I also know people who get those comments, and sometimes it is just like an issue of like, do your job a little better and you won't get backhanded compliments. Be good at your job.
So man up.
Yeah.
Man up.
Be a man.
We've come to that conclusion.
Yep. Number 9, planning. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I love planning like classes and the spiritual side of retreats, but
The logistical side is exhausting.
yeah. For Deep this year, it was no one who is speaking, but there was someone we needed contact with who just wouldn't answer their phone. And I played phone tag with 2 of these individuals for a month. And then I gave Crystal their phone number, and Crystal fixed it in 4 hours.
They know when Crystal calls, this isn't someone
It's time now.
to mess
Yeah.
with.
Yep. 10 was 13-year-old BFFs. I did not experience that. Both congregations I've worked at have been good about involving me on the adult side of things. So I can't speak to that. There were actually 12 on the show. Frequent stops on the road trip, having to stop to use the bathroom a lot. And this is where the mention of the 3 Mountain Dews and the 4 Monsters were mentioned.
Yeah.
And to cite Drew on this one, Mountain don't.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, there is another solution. Church bus bathroom.
Yeah. I was thinking that too. Could we get a bus or van that has a bathroom in it? The question is who cleans it?
Yeah. Which I'm
not our problem.
Anybody but me.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other issue is if you get a bus with one of those, you have to have a CDL. And so
because it has a bathroom on it? Or because only big ones.
Yeah, only big ones have the bathroom.
See, what I'm saying is get a little one with the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Have one of those composting toilets. I think that would work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, realistically, it could just be a hole in the floor. And as you're driving 70 miles an hour down the road.
Thank you for being realistic, Patrick.
Just super realistic.
All right. Point 12 was BO. Yeah, you can't really do anything about that. The teen room back in the back of this building smells.
I mean, we could
right
issue deodorant with Bibles. Here's your Bible and here's a deodorant stick.
But just because you give it to them does not mean they use it.
Yeah.
Boy, that's the truth.
Yep. All right. So some of these I did have a response for, which is toughen up.
Toughen up.
The job is fun.
Be a man.
It comes with some stuff. But I did come with 3 reasons that youth ministry, I think, is just more fun or like better than preaching as a career, personally. Rule number 1, I think the members of at least our youth group here, and in general what I've seen, tend to be funnier than a lot of the adult membership. I don't know if you guys know this, our listeners. You 2 know it because you have kids in the youth group. Our kids in the youth group are fun to hang out with, and they are hilarious. They make me laugh more than a lot of the adults do. And so it's a lot of fun hanging out with them, just in general. Second thing is like, it's just more fun. Like we do fun events. I think as adults, like I think the open home meetings are very fun from an adult perspective, but like getting to actually do activities and play games and not just do adult things is fun. And you access that through the youth group. And then as like an actual job satisfaction thing, I see a lot more growth in the youth group a lot quicker. The response to what we're teaching is fun.
You see the produce.
More
here's my
instant
question.
Satisfaction.
Here's my question for you. So you came in, like Drew came in with a negative list. I mean, he was just pounding away at your profession. You came in and countered positively. Surely you've got some things that you were like, here are reasons why you wouldn't want to be in the pulpit? Like
Funerals.
Okay.
I've preached one funeral and I hated it. And I know if I ever get in pulpit, I'm going to have to do at least one a month. And true average is one funeral a month, whether it's for a member or someone who just needs a preacher.
I was going to say, do we have people dying that quick here? It's got to be for outside of.
A bunch of people just don't know preachers. And so they'll come knock on the door or call the office. That's definitely part of it. Yeah. That's one thing I for sure know I wouldn't do.
You know what he would say if he were here?
Man up.
Man up. He would say man up. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a bad preacher coming up. I do have one quick thing, Mackenzie, that this also probably should have gone at the beginning, but I'm just really bad at this whole host duty thing.
You're doing great.
Usually rely on Drew to do this, but back in episode 36, so we're in 85 tonight. Wow. So what is that, 50 episodes ago, roughly?
You invited us in for the big 85.
For the big 85.
Okay.
That's right.
An honor.
Drew was out and we called Drew. And the initial phone call, we connected. Did you remember this?
I do remember this.
We connected a phone to our soundboard and it didn't go real well. And we accused what really turned out to be Drew of you answering because he was up. Y'all were up at your parents'.
As if it would be a problem if I answered the phone.
Yeah. Well, and then acted like Drew.
Okay.
I do have a small clip of that. I couldn't find the whole thing.
Okay.
I thought maybe we could play that just as a callback
and get me side by side. Like maybe he say it and then I say it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm game for that.
So this is the snippet out of episode 36.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if he answers. Can you hear that, Drew? It's ringing.
I hear the ringing.
I hear the ringing.
Hello. Is this Drew Kaiser?
This is he.
Drew, it doesn't sound like you, Drew.
Not this even is WARCOC. We want to congratulate you on winning our call-in tonight.
Do you know the count?
I didn't even enter. I didn't enter the contest. Didn't even know there was one.
Well, you were the fifth caller.
Now, Drew, do you agree that sounds...
So that was the only small snippet I had left.
You know what it sounds like to me, just listening to it? It sounds like, do you remember the movie Home Alone? When Kevin McAllister, it slows down the tape recorder of himself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It sounds like that.
Yeah. Well, we thought it was you for at least 5 minutes. Drew was trying to convince us it was not. And for several minutes, it was very clearly something was wrong. But we totally accused him of being you.
Yeah. It definitely sounds like you doing an impression of Drew.
That's what we thought was happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we'll be back in a few minutes or a few seconds for you passengers with a bad preacher. Welcome back. Before we get to Bad Preacher, Mackenzie, I think you said you had a question.
Yeah. One of the things that Eli and I have as now an opportunity is we get to see the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We get to see the self-promotional posters.
Yeah. And all the happenings around here at the podcast center. And so one of the questions that I have, I know there's things that happen behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Some things I've come in and I've been a little disappointed on. Like I hear so much about couch mix.
Yeah.
I've seen no couch mix whatsoever.
Yeah. Yep. We get often disappointed by couch mix not being here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, I don't even really know what that is.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
But it doesn't exist.
True.
So here's my question though. Not to get on a couch mix tangent. My question is, I know there's some things that the audience would think was funny about like Drew, Tim, and Jason when the mics are off.
Yeah.
So there's these golden moments, habitual happenings that, like, when it's break time, one of them does one thing, and or they always get this one drink and snack, or one stretches between. Like, give us the mics are off. What is happening?
Well, it's pretty boring.
Okay.
Drew might go get a cup of coffee.
Okay.
Tim always comes loaded with Diet Mountain Dew.
Okay.
And Jason always loaded with Diet Dr. Pepper.
But there's something crazy about, like, the cup of coffee that Drew, he doesn't just get a normal cup of coffee. He gets something that's, like, funny to the audience, like we would think was funny.
I mean, what in the Keurig could be funny?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just hoping.
He is addicted to Starbucks, but
So,
he doesn't run down to Starbucks in the break.
Yeah.
Has he ever had it DoorDashed?
Not that. Oh no, he is not. Not that I've been around for.
But every time Jason takes a drink, he says something funny in between, right?
No.
Something like that.
No.
Okay.
No. Jason does go to the bathroom on breaks a lot.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. I mean, he drinks like 7 Diet Dr. Peppers while we're in here.
Yeah.
And I can imagine one's bladder is not that big.
So you guys are just regular
people.
Okay.
Kind of boring.
Yeah. I see that.
Yeah. We do mute all the microphones though, just in case somebody says something.
Yeah. That's why.
Have you ever been grateful for that?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I feel like one of my responsibilities here, because let's face it, I'm probably not going to be invited back. But one of my responsibilities is to help the audience see what's happening.
Yeah. You're like an investigative reporter.
I am. I'm a contributor / reporter at the same time.
Yeah. Just for the record, since this is being recorded, I would invite you back.
Oh, well, we'll see what the audience says.
Hey, with all my power at Passages, you'll be a regular if I have anything to say about it.
Well, from the looks of things, this table only has 4 sides. So somebody's going to have to go.
We have been talking about kind of redoing the podcast room a little bit, and making it more of a video set and adding video.
Oh,
so one of these days, if we get a sponsor and some money,
okay,
we may reformat the room or rearrange the room a little bit. And that might give opportunity to have some extra space for people.
What about like a pentagon table or a hexagon table, something like that?
Something like that, or maybe like a couch and some extra chairs.
Okay.
You know who I think would be a great sponsor for this podcast? Leeds Family Eye Care.
That's a Leeds Family Eye Care penalty on the play.
That was a penalty.
All right, so Bad Preacher.
Yeah.
Bad preachers.
Put your hand on that telephone.
And you wouldn't go about establishing your own kingdom in the video room.
Can I be hot with y'all, humble, open, and transparent?
Could it be?
I have been hanging on to this one for a little while also. A little while meaning a week, because I found it last week. Did you guys know that the presidents of the United States have a spiritual advisor?
I did not. I knew they had a band.
Not like the Peaches presidents of the United States.
So what do you mean?
The actual president, like Donald Trump president,
So this is a thing like every one of them has a dog.
Maybe so.
Yeah. And every one of them like has a thing. So they also, everyone is given a spiritual advisor.
Or brings one, I guess.
Yeah.
And Trump's for this, I don't know about his last term, but this term, his spiritual advisor is a televangelist from Florida named Paula White.
Okay.
And I have a clip here. It has some background music that comes in, so you kind of have to listen over that. It's a clip of 3 or 4 quotes of hers talking about her advisorship to the president. So here we go.
rules. When I walk on White House grounds, God walks on White House grounds. I had every right and authority to declare the White House as holy ground because I was standing there, and where I stand is holy.
Okay.
Well, not done yet.
This is not her background music, though.
No to President Trump would be saying no to God. And I won't do that.
We are in a spiritual war right now. Let every demonic network that has aligned itself against the purpose, against the calling of President Trump, let it be broken. Let it be torn down in the name of Jesus.
You want me to tell you what my thoughts are? The thoughts of the King of Kings, the thoughts of the Lord of Lords. I'm downloading heaven.
Downloading heaven.
And of course, they're speaking in tongues.
What is she saying?
We are not spiritual enough to understand what she's saying.
Yeah, you have to have the spiritual gift of interpretation to understand
You got to have the Holy Spirit. You have to download the Holy Spirit.
You know what I was thinking? As she was showcasing, what I was thinking is she is a religious version of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Like the things, the charisma, the tone, just different topic, religion versus politics.
Yeah.
But she's basically him in that world.
She downloaded a bit of his personality along with heaven.
Yes. I think that is also my favorite phrase that she uses, downloading heaven.
Now, as you two are both technology guys, is there a way to download heaven? Is there a website I go to? Or
that's a good question.
Sure, it's
Let me
domain.
Google that real quick. Can I
literally when you go to a
download
domain,
heaven?
you're downloading it. So,
no, you cannot download this is what Google AI says. Can't download the concept of heaven. However, you can download several things named heaven, including Heaven 106.1 radio app.
Okay. So I went to heaven.com, which would be like downloading heaven.
Yeah.
And it immediately went to mybible.com. So I don't think that counts though.
Is that the same as used version or is that a different service?
No, it's totally different. So that's interesting. I also think that she flips a little bit on the paradigm of God and man. Like I think she said something along the lines of where I am, God is, right?
She says that when I walk on White House grounds, God walks on White House grounds.
Yeah.
Didn't she say she declared the White House grounds as holy ground?
Quote, I have every right and authority to declare the White House as holy ground because I was standing there and where I stand is holy. Direct quote.
Yeah.
So she's
if
definitely
she would
flipping.
have said something like, I'm very proud of myself or, this is a beautiful job that I've done. Just beautiful. Yeah. That would work out really well.
Huge.
It's huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
This ground is the most holy.
It's the most holy. That was actually a really good impression, Eli.
Hit us with some more, Eli.
Yeah. I think it's a one and done. I'll try again.
Is that your one line?
This ground is the most holy. The holiest it's ever been.
The first one was better.
Yeah. I knew it.
I do also like where she says to say no to the president would be saying no to God. So is she implying that Trump is God?
I don't know what that means.
It definitely gives off Romans 13 energy, but that's definitely not what Romans 13 is about.
Yeah. Like submission to governing authorities.
Yeah, but God has appointed Trump in this version of government in which we can tell Trump no through different processes. So I think we have the right to say no to him in some cases.
Yeah, I guess in context, because it's clearly taken out of context to be a soundbite, she's probably saying that Trump is called by God to lead the U.S.
It's very fair of you to say, that's probably what it is.
That's probably what it is, but also it feels very antagonistic to say it. Just to say that in general.
What is her name?
Paula White.
That's right. You said that earlier. Paula White.
Do you know what denomination she's a part of?
Well, let's let's Google her real quick. She Without Walls International Church is the church that she is a non-denominational evangelical Christian megachurch in Auburndale, Florida.
Okay.
Oh, that church closed in 2011. So
that's what they mean by without walls.
Yeah, literally. So maybe she's not maybe where she walks is not the most holy of ground.
Yeah.
If her churches are closing.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think that definitely belongs in Bad Preacher.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, and for most of where she was talking, she was on a church's stage in whatever they would call their pulpit. So I think that definitely definitely qualifies because she was preaching all of that, mixing politics in there. All right. Well, we'll take another quick break. Maybe Mackenzie will show you behind the curtain a little bit of what happens during a break.
Okay. I'm excited.
And we'll come back for our passage. Welcome back, passengers. Mackenzie, do you feel a little more in the know now after our break?
I've been enlightened,
but you can't talk about it. It's the problem. Yeah.
It was really
a shame.
It was really hilarious what you did.
Yeah.
I love all the weird things you did in the break.
I think I'm ready for a tell-all.
Yeah. Are you going to do that in podcast form or in a book form?
It just depends on
I think it's a 3-part documentary series.
Oh,
yeah.
Like a docu-series.
Yeah.
Well, or
a mocu-series. We may do a mocu-series.
I think a mocu-series would definitely be more fitting. The sign on the door does say passages, and then in really small print at the bottom, it says, and other podcasts. So you could come record another podcast.
Really?
Yeah. That's allowed.
Maybe like passages.
Passage.
And
you just one episode, which is the tell-all.
Oh. Okay.
Man. All right. Well, it is time for our passage for tonight. Tonight, our passage comes from a Rainer Maria Rilke. Did I say that right? See, this is where Drew's so helpful because he's not afraid to pronounce names.
Yeah, I think that's pretty close.
He was an Austrian poet and novelist. And our passage tonight actually comes from a poem of his, but we'll just read the part we're going to talk about. So here it is. Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Don't let yourself lose me. Thoughts? Word. There's the passage, everyone. Good night.
Yeah. So, just interpreting it just off the cuff, I think really what he's saying is you're going to have these things happen to you. Don't try to control them. Don't labor over them. Just keep going. It's expected. It's almost like reading the book of James, you're just going to keep moving through life. And by the way, it's going to happen to you again. No feeling is final.
My mind, you went to James. My mind immediately went to the story behind it as well. Can't remember the name of the guy. You guys might. But the story there is like, his family was going to go on a cruise. He had to stay behind for whatever reason. And his wife, and I want to say 3 or 4 daughters, died on this trip. And he wrote the song, It Is Well. And I can't imagine the grief that he was dealing with, but he let those be and came to this conclusion of like, everything is well. God is with them. God is with us. Life is still worth the living, even through this pain and grief that he went through. Is where my mind went to, at least.
I am skimming the wider poem that this came from. I'm wondering if we should just read the whole thing. It's fairly short.
Do it.
But might give us a little more context because, I mean, I think you two are hitting it on the head. That might give us a little more to talk about too. So here that is. God speaks to each of us as he makes us, then walks with us silently out of the night. These are the words we dimly hear. You, sent out beyond your recall, go the limits of your longing, embody me. Flare up like a flame and make big shadows I can move in. Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Don't let yourself lose me. Nearby is the country they call life. You will know it by its seriousness. Give me your hand. We probably should have just started there because that gives it a little different tone because it's, I mean, God speaking to someone, right?
Yeah.
Yep. This definitely shifts like where my mind goes. My mind goes to Elijah after his defeat of the prophets of Baal and then the discouragement of Jezebel hunting him and this story of God being with him through that. And what's God's call at the end of that? They're still faithful in Israel. Go and be with them. Even through this grief, even through this fear, like go out and do this because I am with you and the people of God are with you. And so like this encouragement of yet again, even through this grief and pain, you can keep on going and you should because God is there with you.
Yeah. I guess another scripture, the whole thing about, not getting more than you can handle. Mm-hmm. You sent out beyond your recall, go the limits of your longing, but embody me. So keeping sort of Christ the center of everything and trying to be more like him, even when you are kind of when you're stretched, when you're beyond what you feel like you can handle.
The other thing that I see him talking about here is if you want to live a life that's worth living, be willing to go beyond what is safe in your mind, which right now in our culture and our lives are an even more difficult thing to do probably whenever this poem was written. If you want to live a soft, quiet life, obviously there's madness all around us, but you can find a hole to live a soft, quiet life in, make a living, live a quiet life and never risk anything. Never be afraid that you're going to have problems because you've just lived a very conservative, very quiet, very calm life. But I see words in the poem like flare up like flame and make big shadows I can move in, let everything happen to you, beauty and terror, just keep going. That's a life of risk and reward, walking hand in hand with God, not really focused on, I want to accomplish these things for myself in this life so I can be more comfortable. It's a counterbalance to all of that. And it's so relative. This is a pretty old poem, I think, but it's really relative to the way we think about things today.
Yeah, the flare up like a flame part and make big shadows. Just my head immediately went to the VBS song. This little light of mine, and I'm going to let it shine, and the whole the part in the Bible about let your light shine doesn't say big, but it's implied. And I kind of actually like the way he put it here as make it bright so that there's shadows that I can move in so that you can accomplish the things that you're talking about, Mackenzie, where you're taking these risks and making moves that will change your life or someone else's.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at the I'm glad you read the whole poem because it really is an amazing poem. The way it's written, if you just look at the beginning of it, God speaks to each of us as he makes us, then walks with us silently out of the night. These are the words we dimly hear. And then you skip those words and only go to the last sentence, give me your hand.
Yeah.
You're going to crave what is in the middle. Like, what is the, so there's like a call to action at the very end of this, from the words that are spoken, to us. It's just a well-written set of words that are just interesting.
I think that's an interesting thought of, the whole thing's beautiful, but you could get rid of the whole middle part and it would still carry the same general message.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I challenge you to not go on your own.
Right.
Yeah.
And the original quote that we read, or snippet of this, the "don't let yourself lose me," like this idea of like, through all of this, we are called to be faithful to God. And so keeping that in sight through all of this, even though he's so close, and through this movement that he's calling us to do, we can lose sight of that. And so like keeping that in mind and keeping that the goal, like, yes, we want to do these things God has called us to live and experience the depths of life that he's given us. But like this idea and challenge to remain faithful to that is really interesting. That line sticks out to me through the whole poem.
That "don't let yourself lose me" changes a bit when you read the rest of it, though, because at first I was thinking it was sort of a thought to yourself, like don't lose yourself, but it's not. In the greater context, it's not. Though "don't lose yourself" is a good idea as well, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm glad we read the whole thing.
Yeah, the last thing that we didn't set on a little bit, but I think is a great piece, is when he says, "Nearby is a country they call life, and then you will know it by its seriousness."
Yeah.
You get excited until you get to that point where you're like, oh, we'll know it by how serious it is, which tells back to everything that he's saying in the passage. It's interesting.
Yeah. Well, how do you guys feel about your first episode?
I think we killed it.
Killed it?
Yeah.
We'll see what the ratings say.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think we're going to be the reason it goes viral.
I thought this was the first episode.
This is the first of our episodes.
Well, I appreciate the invite. It's been fun.
Yeah.
And you did a great job, Patrick.
I've had a great time.
All right. Well, I've had a good time too, you guys. This was fun. And I think we expect the other 3 back next week. So
full cast.
Yeah. I always struggle when I have to end one of these to remember what Drew says, because he ends it so well. Do you remember, Mackenzie?
I think he calls something out. Like,
I
think there's like a tagline.
Yeah. You don't remember what it is, though?
I don't.
Do you ever make it this far?
Yeah, of course. I'm a passenger.
Mm-hmm. I think he says something like, stay tuned. There's more to come.
Okay.
On Passages.
Well done.
Follow us on Instagram at passages_podcast and join us next time on Passages.
She don't care. shit.